Namaste students. Today we are going to start with the examples of linear inequalities. As you have seen in the previous videos, what we have done what are inequalities, the rules to solve inequalities, the real intervals we have done, and we have done the graphical representation of inequalities for the subsets of real numbers as well as for real numbers. And I told you in my previous videos, first of all we are going to complete the NCERT portion, then we are going to do further. Alright, so I am going to start with the examples of first exercise of NCERT. Alright, read the first question. It is solve 30x less than 200 when, first of all, x is natural number and x is an integer. X is a natural number and x is an integer. Now, pick up the question. And I'm quite sure you have read the rules of solving linear inequalities. Alright, what were the rules? Just a little recapitulation. I can add or subtract a same quantity on both sides of inequalities. I can multiply and divide both sides of the inequalities by a positive number. The inequality does not change. Alright. And the next was, if I multiply or divide both sides of inequality by a negative number, the sign of inequality changes. Clear? So we have to follow those rules of inequalities. Now I need to find, this is solve. Always solve means find the value of x. That means my target is to find the value of x. If I have to find the value of x, first of all, this 30 should go from here. This 30 should go from here. So what I need to do, I have to remove this 30. So what I do? Divide both sides by 30. Divide both sides by 30. And as I am dividing by a positive number, so inequality will not change. Alright. So it would be so what I have got, x less than 20 by 3, and that is, if I find out in decimals, that is 6.6666, so I can write it 6.67. Fine, children. Now my first part. I have to find out the solution when x belongs to natural numbers. I have to find out the solution when x is a natural number. Okay? And now we know natural numbers. I don't have to tell you that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So that means, and my x is what? It should be natural and x should be less than 6.67. Alright, that means मुझे वो natural numbers चाहिए which are smaller than 6.67. Alright, which are smaller than 6.67. So if I talk about 6.6 से छोटे natural numbers, that means natural number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I going to write 6 also? No, because x is lesser than 6.67. No, I have to write it because x is less than not 6. X is less than 6.67. That means 6.67. If this is my 6, somewhere this is 7. So 6.67 will come here. So I have to write the natural number which are lesser than this. So 6 comes in that category. So don't get confused. Alright, just don't see 6. So I will not write. It is 6.67. And 6 is a natural number which is smaller than 6.67. Alright. Now let's talk about the second part. What is the second part? When x is an integer. When x is an integer. What is integer? Yes, integer means all positive and negative numbers. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. So I have to write down all the integers which are less than 6.67. That means all the integers which are less than. So what will be my solution set? I hope you remember. I have written purposely solution set. Remember we did replacement set and solution set. Solution set means the values of x. Alright, replacement set means from where we get the values of x. This is my replacement set and I am going to write down the solution set. Alright, so all the integers which are lesser than 6.6. So it will be 6 definitely, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2 and so on. So my solution set would be all the integers which are lesser than 6.67. So that will be 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2 and so on. Is it clear? So whatever is given to you, you have to be very careful. The x belongs to what? What is my replacement set? Accordingly, you have to write your answer. Let's pick up the next question. Solve 5x minus 3 less than 3x plus 1 when x belongs to integers and when x belongs to real number. Alright. Now if I talk about the first part, that we can do later. Let's solve it first, then we will do first and second part. Because first and second part means that is only for the values of x. First of all, let's see what value of x coming when I solve this inequality. Okay. Now what happens? We have to solve for x. That means all terms of x should be on one side and constants on other side. But we can't do that as we used to do in equations. I have to follow the proper rules. Alright. First of all, one by one I will remove. Let's remove this minus 3 from here. To remove this minus 3, what am I doing? Add 3 on both sides. Rule 1, you remember? Rule 1, I can add anything same quantity on both the sides of inequality. So I'm adding it. So it has become minus 3 plus 3, 0. 1 plus 3, 4. Which inequality is it? We have done two types. One is strict inequality, one is slack inequalities. When it is only less than or greater than, those are called strict inequalities. When it is less than equals to or greater than equals to, that's called slack inequalities. So remember everything. Now, I need to bring this 3x this side. That means this 3x should be removed. So what shall I do? Subtract 3x from both the sides. Remember second rule? I can subtract same quantity both sides. I hope it's clear what is the purpose. In equations we could do it directly. कि 3x आ गया वहाँ पर and solve it. Alright? But in inequalities you have to follow rules. So 5x minus 3x, 2x. 3x, 3x cancel. Alright? Clear? We are near to the answer. Now I need to remove this 2. So what shall I do? Divide both sides by 2. So it is so x has come less than 2. Clear? My value of x is all the numbers which are less than 2. Now we have to categorize according to the given conditions. What is given to me first of all? X belongs to n. That means I need to write down all the natural numbers which are lesser than 2. All the natural numbers which are lesser than 2. So which are the natural numbers which are lesser than 2? What is my solution set? Natural number starts from 1. 1 and less than 2. So that means only 1. Clear, children? So you have to be careful which set is given to you. Which set is given to you. Alright? Fine. Oh, one thing. Here it is given integers. Suppose, now let's make it one more part. So this is second part. Let's say first part where x belongs to integers. We can do, because I did with integer but this natural numbers. So let's take second part. Clear? Fine. Now the second one, when x belongs to integer and it should be lesser than 2. All the integers which are lesser than 2. Which are lesser than 2? That means 1. I'll start with 1 because 2 is not included. Because it is only x less than 2. X less than 2. So 1. All smaller integers which are less than 2. Understood, children? Alright, all the integers, सारे integers जो 2 से छोटे हैं, 2 के बराबर नहीं है, so 2 नहीं आएगा उसके अंदर. सारे integers जो 2 से छोटे हैं, so 1, 0, -1, -2, -3 and so on. Clear? Third part. X belongs to R. Now, x belongs to R. We have done in the basics. R. These all the complete number line. Darken one. All are real numbers. Out of this, this is natural, this is natural, this is natural, whole, integers. But all the numbers which are in between also, these are real numbers. Alright. Now I have to take all the real numbers which are less than 2. All the real numbers which are less than 2. इसका मतलब 2 को नहीं लेना. 2 से छोटे सब. सब 2 से छोटे. And if you remember, we told you this real numbers, it cannot be expressed in a roster form. This is a roster form. This is a roster form. So real numbers cannot be expressed in the roster form because there is no gap. ये नहीं है 1 है 2 है 3 है. 1 से लेकर 2 के सारे नंबर, 2 से लेकर 3 तक के सारे नंबर, complete number line is real number. Is it clear? So we can express real numbers either in a set builder form, or if you remember, we have done real intervals. We have done intervals. So let's write in the form of interval. X belongs to what? X is less than 2. That means 2 से इस तरफ चलते जाओ चलते जाओ चलते जाओ. इधर क्या है? Minus infinity. So 2, open interval on 2 because 2 is not included up to minus infinity. Is it clear? Alright, so these intervals very important. You have done in your basics. Fine. X is less than 2 where x belongs to real numbers. That means from 2, 2 is not included. I am going towards minus infinity. I am going towards minus infinity. Let's pick up next questions. I have next one. Solve 4x plus 3 less than 6x plus 7. 4x plus 3 less than 6x plus 7. So my target is all the terms of containing x on one side and all the constants on other side so that I can solve it for x. So let's take 3 on that side. That means subtracting 3 from both the sides. So what it becomes? If I subtract here, plus 3 minus 3, 7 minus 3, 4. Now I won't be writing minus 3 this side, minus 3 this side. You have grown up children. That you can do. Subtracting 3 from both the sides. So I have done my plus 3 minus 3 gone, 0. 7 minus 3, 4. Alright. Now what? I need 6x this side. Subtracting 6x from both the sides. In the next example, even I am not going to write this. Alright. That you have to do it. subtracting 6x from both the sides. Now if you want, I can write in this at least. So next you have to remember. Fine. So it is minus 2x, 6x gone, 4. Now what do I need? I need this only as x. That means this minus 2 has to be removed. So divide both sides by minus 2. Now remember, when you divide or multiply both sides of an inequality, the sign of inequality changes. The sign of inequality changes. So that means when I divide it by minus 2, the sign of inequality changes. Normally in denominator we don't write minus. Alright, because we can't divide a term by a negative number. Division matlab, I have 10 apples, divide in 5 people. That's absolutely fine. I can't say divide 10 in minus 5 people. Alright, so that sign we adjust. So divide both sides by minus 2. When we divide both sides by or multiply both sides by negative number, the inequality changes. The reversed inequality reversed. So less than has become greater than. So x is greater than minus 2. Understood everyone? So the steps are important. Step to step you are going to solve it. Fine. Let's pick up the next one. I can do one thing. Let's take LCM this side first. Now, multiply both sides by 6. Multiply both sides by 6. I can multiply by a positive number. It does not change an inequality. Alright, so what will happen? Now, fine. Now, add 4x on both the sides. Now I want this 5x on one side and constants on other side. So add 30 on both the sides. Alright, divide both the sides by 5. So, therefore, what is my solution? X is greater than 8. X is greater than 8. Is it clear? Alright. Fine. Oh, one thing, it was less than equals to, I missed it. X is greater than equals to 8. Alright. Clear to everyone? So step by step you have to move. You don't need to write every time subtracting 3, adding this. Fine. But you have to follow a proper rule to solve it. Okay, now let's pick up the next examples. I have to solve 7x plus 3 less than 5x plus 9, and I have to graph the solution also. I have to represent the solution on a number line. And children, keep in mind, if suppose nothing is mentioned that x belongs to n or z or w, so we treat it as x belongs to real numbers. Solution is the same way. Subtracting 5x from both the sides. So this is nothing new now. You know it. Subtracting 3 from both the sides. Dividing both sides by 2, as it is a positive number, so inequality will not change. Clear? Nothing is mentioned, that means x belongs to R. I will represent the solution set as an interval also. We could done this in the previous 2 examples also. We can write in the interval form. X belongs to R, that means x belongs to, in the interval form, 3 se chota real numbers. That means 3 say we are going this side. That is minus infinity. From 3 to minus infinity. Alright, from 3 to minus infinity. Now if I represent it on the number line, it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and so on. All the real numbers which are lesser than 3. 3 is not included. If 3 is not included, it means a hollow circle on 3. Hollow circle, 3 is not included. I hope you remember. We put a dark circle there when that particular number is included. We put a hollow circle if it is not included. All the numbers which are lesser than 3. So we move this side. Clear? Alright, and number line is not a new concept. We've already done in the basics. So this way we have to represent the solution set on a number line. Let's pick up the next one. Same thing, I have to solve it and I have to represent the solution on a number line. So, solution solving linear inequality is now not difficult for you. So, I've taken LCM, multiply both sides by 4 because I need to remove the numbers from the denominator. (6x minus 8). Subtracting x from both the sides. Alright, I need to remove this 8. Adding an 8 on both the sides. Dividing both the sides by 5. And 5 is a positive number, so inequality will not change. That means all real numbers which are greater than and equals to x. 1. Let's solve it. Greater than equals to. It is equals to. So that's a dark circle. Moving this side. All the real numbers which are greater than and equals to x that we have done. Alright children, so these were the questions related to solution of linear inequalities. Alright, now after this we are going to do some word problems. As I told when we started the chapter, we said we have done statements converting them into linear equations. Same way, the statements would be converted into linear inequalities and we are going to solve it. But these remains a base for everything. Because solution of linear inequalities, this is the main step. Alright. So you have to do and learn these things properly so that we can move further.